Alright, hello everyone. Oh my lord. I have so many things in front of me. This game is not loud at all. That looks better. How's everyone doing? My name is Sion. I'll be running Romancing Saga 2. And as I figure out where I am going to put the game and everything, I can tell you and perhaps answer the pressing question, which is, this isn't Megaten. I thought this was a Megaten community event. And here's the fun thing. So we allowed for any RPGs to be submitted for this marathon. That way we could encourage more people to try some things that they wouldn't do normally. And I submitted 10 whole submissions. A bit redundant. I put in 10 whole submissions. Only one was non-Megaten. And alas, the roulette spoke. And I am not running Megaten for once. It's funny how that happens. But yeah, well, as I said, my name's Sion. I'm helping running this event. I run a lot of Megaten games, and today I'll be running Romancing Saga 2 Revenge of the Seven, which is a full-on remake of the original SNES game. Very acclaimed, released by Square Enix. Surprisingly expensive game for a 92 or 94 game. I forget now which year it was released. This game has a lot, which is why I'm doing a bit of longer of an intro, and it's no game audio. Thank you for telling me that. Thank you. What was I saying? There's a button I hadn't pressed. Now I've pressed it. Very expensive, a lot going on, not a lot of breaks. I'll do my best to commentate this. Yeah. So, I'll be playing on a casual difficulty. This game has 4 difficulties, one that can only be unlocked later. We have to play with the female empress is actually required. I'm going to name my character Roulette. And now I have to do a bunch of things. I have to, first of all, believe it or not, I have to open a script that is allowed in a speedrun that gives us faster turbo. So that is running. That's good. And now I'm figuring out what I'm going to start first, the timer or the game, because I can't start both at the same time. So I guess I'll start the game first. No, that doesn't make a lot of sense. I'll start the timer first and then I'll start the game. Alright. Let's get show on the road. 3, 2, 1, go. There you go. Basically at the same time. You guys probably didn't even say it was so fast, so in sync. So yeah, Romancing Saga 2 Revenge of the Seven. Who are the Seven? The Seven are the 7 heroes that have once saved this kingdom from an ant infestation. Happened well in the past, and everyone, kind of always remembered the 7 as like these legends that nobody even knew if they actually existed and everything. It was just like the gods you would pray to when things got dire. But they did exist. They did in fact exist, and they did come back. The story that everyone forgot was the parts where they got shunned and got very, how can I even say, remorseful for the way they had been treated after they saved everyone. And one of the reasons why they were so strong as the 7 was because they had the power, and they explain this in the game, and I don't remember at all what goes on in there, so forgive me for that, but they had the power to absorb monsters. These monsters exactly the same that I'm fighting right now. As you can see, I'm going to explain the gameplay a bit further in like 2 seconds. But yeah, they could absorb the power of monsters, and as they absorbed so many monsters, they became monsters themselves. Very tragic, I know. Anyways, this game, as you can see, has what the Japanese, I found out, call symbol encounters, which I really like that name, so I will relate that to everyone. Unfortunately, I have to take this attack. That's completely fine. Symbol encounters are basically overworld roaming encounters, instead of random encounters. And this was the same in the original. This is not changed for the remake. In the original, you also had roaming encounters, and there's a whole encounter system that I'll be explaining in the future. First things first, as you can see on the top left corner, there's a whole little bar that says who's going to act next. This is a setting that you can toggle off, actually, in case you want to make the game more difficult for yourself. You don't know who's coming next or something. well, more so the second row. Like managing to prepare the next turn is a big thing. The order in which the characters act is a big deal in this game. We're really going to optimize the equipment for speed because we want to go first, or well, be faster than a lot of the boss fights. You can imagine the why. And then the other big mechanic that I need to explain basically as quickly as possible. This is really not a good attack, to be honest, but I'm going to just use it anyways. Is the sparking system. So every time I use an attack, you might notice that there's a little like light bulb next to it. This means that we currently have the chance of sparking a skill, and sparking a skill means learning a skill, and there's a random chance as to, well, we can randomly learn a skill if we specifically use the skill that has a little light bulb next to it. Like, I think that was a very convoluted explanation, but hopefully what I meant. Sparking skills, as you might imagine, is a big deal in this game, and it's a big factor of RNG. It's like, we don't have demon negotiation, but we have sparking, and to be honest, it's I wouldn't say it's worse, but it's certainly not as it's certainly not as good, or just as bad. Just as bad is probably the best way to put it. So sparking is dependent on your weapon proficiency. This game has a whole weapon proficiency system that's somewhat well, those who played the SaGa series are familiar with it because it's present in a lot of the SaGa games, except for the original ones, the Final Fantasy Legend ones. And I have heard, because I haven't played this game, so I can confirm, but I have heard it's similar to the one in Final Fantasy 2. So the more you use a certain weapon type, the more it increases in proficiency, and as your proficiency goes up, you have a higher chance of sparking other skills. And certain characters have oh god, I just saw the, the explanation of basically everything that's going on with this game. Yes, what was I saying? Weapon proficiency goes up. Certain characters have more of an innate affinity with a certain weapon type, and we're going to play around with that to make this route work. I did not make this route. I am very new in the SaGa series, so I would not have the capacity to do that, especially with how big of a game this is. But this route will use mostly bows. That's the final weapon. As I remember, Denho, who's in chat right now, very well, putting it very well when this game was showcased at another event. All the routes in SaGa are made just around being able to survive the last boss fight, which I can't say if that's true or not for other games, but I can definitely say so the fact for this game, because oh boy, the final boss fight is something. But yeah, bow route, so we will want characters that are very good at using bows by the end of the game, basically. Right now, I am changing our party. In this game, you have a whole class system, and each character represents a class, and we're gonna go for a lot of characters. And right now, we want these in our party because they have skills we want to glimmer. That's basically that. And we're gonna go for the first quest. There are many quests in this game. Many are optional, many are not optional, and a lot can progress the game, and you know what? I'll get to that when I get to that. First dungeon is the Watchman's Quest. We cannot avoid this one. There aren't any other ones we can do instead. The very important thing that I will focus on when I'm going for these dungeons is to try not to hit encounters. And, you know, that sounds pretty obvious because, you know, this is speedrun and it's gonna lose you time. And they will. I can confirm that because I've hit many... Oops. That was kind of an embarrassing fall, but it kind of worked out. I've had many encounters in my PBs, and it did lose me a lot of time. But there's a whole other reason why we don't want to do that, because there's... hold up, I got a menu. Hold that thought. Lisa, defense... speeds, attack... where's the bow? And we want to put you in the back. In this game, there's an internal battle counter that's very important for how the game progresses. There are certain time skips that are going to happen in the game at certain points, and depending... Well, not necessarily depending on how many fights you've done, but... how many fights you've done at a certain generation, which I guess I have to explain what generations are too, it influences the outcome, basically. You just have to trust me, it influences the outcome. Everything influences... There's a lot of outcomes And there's a lot of things influencing said outcomes. Anyways, what am I doing in this fight? In this fight, I really want to Glimmer 2 skills. One of them is this one, Shock Rush. That's very nice. The other is with a character that's currently paralyzed, so I think my chances are not very high. I'm gonna keep using Bow to possibly Glimmer. Oh, he's still paralyzed. There's no point in doing that. Possibly Glimmer. What was I even talking about? I don't even remember. Oh, Feint, right. Feint is the other skill we need to Glimmer. In my PB, I actually didn't Glimmer Feint, it was the whole thing. Yeah, that was the first dungeon. Goes by fast, doesn't it? I don't have the timer open, so I have no idea what the time is right now. Like, it's in front of me, but the game is covering it. Oh, it doesn't matter. That was the first dungeon. So what happens here? Remember the 7 that I mentioned? One of them decided to invade Avalon, which is the Empire-ish part of the Empire. That this guy is the king of / emperor. I guess he's more of an emperor. Maybe a king of an empire. I don't really know. But yeah, it was like one of the last places standing that hadn't been affected by the 7, and then one of the 7 called Kzinsi, hello, decided to invade. Save point, not right now. Due to the invasion, our brother of Gerard, who's like the other main guy, you'll see him in a bit. It's the son of Leon, the guy that's right in front of you. Died. He was like a big warrior, and he died. Rest in peace. His LP went down to 0, which is another interesting mechanic that I'll explain in a second, but I think it's very funny that shows up in the cutscene. Let me make sure to get this. No! Dang, is it faster to just reload? It genuinely might. Okay, so remember now when in chat, like, a little bit ago, I was like, man, every RPG should have a load save game from battles. This is a game that inspired me to make that comment, because this game allows you to load a save from within battles just because of just how much you're going to die and stuff. And it also autosaves, so I got an autosave right at the entrance of this dungeon, and because they broke my formation, that was the main reason why I didn't want to escape. Escaping in this game is guaranteed, which is, I guess, quite different compared to some RPGs. But you know, you're punished in different ways. You lose BP, which is our MP, the thing that we consume to use spells, and also your generational battle count goes up, even if you escape. It counts as having done the battle. And what does that mean? I guess I can explain that briefly. So the difficulty of the game overall scales with how many fights you've done. It's not with which area you're in or certain boss fights you've done or anything. It's how many fights have you done at any point. So if you run away from a lot of fights, you get no EXP, get no proficiency, the difficulty of the game is still going to go up. It's not that dramatic from what I've observed running the game, but it's still a thing. And then there's a whole time skip part, but I'll explain. We'll cross the bridge when I get there, because we're gonna get there. And there is something I need to account for. This is like one of the first times I've ever done this fight where Leon was faster than the Mimic. I'm so confused. Just for the tiny chance that I can get feints. No bow skills, no feints. Well, no feints. Well, no. Okay, nothing. We got Shock Rush. I don't have that much to complain about. Oh, and we got self-immolation. Any self-immolation? And that's kind of a crazy thing to say. These mimics, well, they're chests, right? So a lot of times they just have really good items. That Lob Omen that we pick up is very interesting because it's one of the skills that has one of the swords, or short swords in this case, that has a specific skill, and it warns you, like it says like certain weapons have specific skills, but you can only use them once. And I read that, and I was like, oh cool, immediately use it on the first random encounter I ran into, and the sword broke. I wonder how many people have done that. I imagine a lot. It's a pretty good item too, so it was really big waste. The attack wasn't even that strong, so kind of sad. I'm gonna heal my BP. I'm not very scared of this upcoming fight. And on to Kazinsi. Remember Kazinsi? I was talking about? It's him. Isn't beautiful. Anyways, we're gonna fight him. We've been advised not to fight him by this woman that showed up at the palace, but we decided to go anyways. Ooh, nice. You root for Kazinsi? That is crazy. Yeah, we got advised not to fight Kazinsi, but we decided to go anyways. Oh, Rapid Wall. Oh, that's pretty nice actually. There are two to three skills we can glimmer this early point with Henry or Bow Guy that we do. That's not what I want to do. Whoops. I hope she doesn't die. Nope, she didn't die. I hope she doesn't die now. Wait for the death. She didn't die. Okay, that is what I want to do. Well. Yeah, two skills we want to glimmer. One is Rapid Volley, that's an AoE bow attack, we're gonna use it a lot in the run. The other is ID Break, or ID Break as some people say, and they might be correct to be honest. We've gotten Rapid Volley, that's really nice. Liza is dead, that's not as nice. That's not what I want to use! Why did I press the first button? Oh, that's so sad. He probably would have died. Oh, that is tragic. That is very tragic. Hold up, you gotta use another one of these. I'm kinda scared. Can I get an E-Break? No E-Break for me. Nah, I think he's gonna die now. We're fine. Okay, he's dead. Well. Oh, forgot to skip. As you can see, the cutscenes go by very fast. That's because Turbo is allowed. Anyways, since he has this really strong attack called Soul Stealer. For a second I wasn't sure if it was Soul Stealer or Soul Eater, which is pretty funny because we see that skill every time. Soul Stealer, and what Soul Stealer does is it literally steals your soul. And what does that mean? It brings your LP down to 0. It's exactly the move he used against Victor. And LP means life points, and it's how many times your character can die in this game. That's literally what it means. If your character dies more than blah 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 times, you lose the character, and you get the next generation of the character. It's actually not that deep, but you know, it's a whole mechanic that they have. So you know, if you keep dying, the character's just gonna be gone. So that's what it used against Leon. But remember the woman that warned us that I mentioned at some point in my explanation. She actually kind of warned Leon that was going to happen and that he was going to use Soul Stealer and you're going to get your Soul Stealer and you're going to die. But she set up this magic spell that she can do because of her generational race or something. I don't remember what exactly is going on with how she is able to do the spell. But she can do the spell that lets you pass on your memories and your experience. Oh, knee split. Oh, that's awesome. Hold on. Lets you pass on all your skills and everything you've learned onto the next generation. So Leon passes all of his experience, and that means like his physical experience as a warrior, all the skills he knows, and his proficiency with weapons, onto Gerard. It doesn't make that big of a difference, to be honest. It'll be slow either way, whatever I do. Yeah, might as well keep the overdrive. So yeah, now Gerard is the Emperor, because he's the only heir to the throne. Oh, I almost made a small mistake. I want to choose the second option here, I don't want to choose the first one. It's not the end of the world if I choose the first one, it just kind of messes up the map a little bit. What was I talking about? Yeah, we inherited. Inheritance is a thing. It's a thing that we're going to do much because we're going to be switching emperors a lot, and switching emperors is how I recommend. You basically need to do it in the game. Like you always have to do it at some point. It's not optional. and that's how we get different emperors from different classes. Different classes can learn different skills, have different affinities, blah 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 blah. You know how it goes. Game goes like that. Switch emperor, raise your proficiency, get stronger, fight more fights, win. This is actually a quest in the Goblin's Hideaway. Yeah, Goblin's Hideaway. We can defeat the Goblin King. I'm not gonna do that. I'm only gonna come here to pick up a really, not a really strong bow, but a better bow. A better bow that just happens to be in the chest over here. And it's worth getting. Yeah, that's everything I have to say about the Goblin Hideaway, to be honest. I mean, I can say that, you know, with the Goblin Hideaway, it's one of the many quests that you have access to. And depending on which quests you do, the timeline and the way, and that's the thing. So this game is very, very open. As far as open world RPGs goes, this one, like, I think was really ahead of the curve, from what I can understand of open world RPGs of the time, being the early 90s. In this game, you can truly choose your path. You can choose which quests you want to do, and that leads you to open different areas, and from those areas you can do different quests, and you can customize your classes. Like, whoa, where's the boat? What a menu. Lion the helm, defense, speed. Hold up, here's the darts, You don't need that. And yeah. Very open world. That was my point. I kinda got sidetracked a little bit, but it's very open world. I don't want to rapid volley actually, I may try to get a chance. That's not what I wanted for that. You die and you fire. There's surely so many choices and decisions you have to be making this run about, you know, do I want to go for more damage? Do I want to you know, possibly try to spark a skill? And that's kind of the decision I'm making right now. Of, you know, do I want to try and spark feint? Because I do want feint. I don't want to run into the situation I ended up in last time where I just didn't have feint, and there's a fight you really need feint. Otherwise it gets a little sketchy. Well, no eat break, no feint. It is what it is. Yeah, very open world game. But having to get Gerard as second emperor is basically obligatory. You can't really escape it. You have to do this little sequence. After that, the game opens up completely. In my playthrough, I went to a place, like an area that we don't even go at all. And then the whole map is divided into 13 territories, it might be 14. And then we have the 7 heroes we need to defeat. There's even a little counter in the menu. You can see exactly how many how many heroes you've defeated. You can see how many territories you've attached to your empire. No, man. So remember when I was talking about 2 to 3 skills that we could spark? Eat break, rapid volley, and stunner was the other one. Stunner is good, except you know, not right now. Am I fighting Sissy again? I am. So we kind of lost because he killed my dad. So we're back. We're back for more. This time for good, you know. We won, but we lost, you know. I'm gonna let that war out and just heal him instead. There's Eat Break. Okay, there you go. That's good. Eat Break just does more damage, so it's pretty nice to have. I also use Double Cut instead. It does more damage. Shouldn't be using Eat Squid. That's a nice overdrive to have, especially now. And I'll also, yeah. Double break. This time I won't use White Ball. Go to Strength. And Shock Rush. So here's watch this. He's gonna be like, you can't dodge this. Take that, and uses Soul Steal. I guess it's Soul Steal, it's not Soul Stealer. And then we evaded. And this is the perfect timing for me to explain what evade skills are. So in this game, there's two types of skills you can have. You have normal skills that are used to attack, and you have evade skills. And I think evade skills are very interesting. Evade skills are the same skill that you can use, learn, or a boss uses or something. But once you spark it, you know, you glimmer it. I'm gonna keep calling it spark. Once you spark it and you know it, you are always going to avoid that attack. Always. So in this case, because Leon got attacked by the Soul Steal, he learned how to dodge it, which is kind of funny when you think about it, because he didn't dodge it at all. So how did he learn how to dodge it? I don't know. Doesn't matter. He learned how to dodge it, and now Gerard inherited his skills, so now he knows how to dodge it. Isn't that so interesting? How that goes. So that's the only time he's going to use Soul Steal in this fight, unfortunately. Yeah, they're exactly like acquired immunities. Yes. You can equip 4 at a time. They only cut it at 4, otherwise it'd be too broken, I think. Unfortunately. And... there goes Hector. And it's that. And it's a random choice, a random chance to spark any evades, just like it is a random chance to spark a skill. Double fireball is good. Might kill actually. It did. Look at that. That was a pretty solid Xiffy fight, I think. And yeah, since he's dead, and he's dead for real right now. Though he does say, I will be coming back, which is very ominous, but surely he's lying. Then which you're like, that must have meant nothing. He was just joking, right guys? Anyways, we move on. So what happens now is there's a time skip. This one I think always has to happen. I'm gonna take a small water break. I'm blabbing too much. This one I think always happens. It's 1 year later. Gerard's still the emperor. We get told about things. We're getting introduced to expanding the kingdom city. I guess you can call that that. And I almost said no. I do want to build the smithy, and then I'm going to abdicate, which is a whole mechanic. So abdicate is just switching the emperor. He retires. Gerard says no more. I don't want that anymore. And now Hector is the emperor, which is funny because he kind of just died. But he came back. He came back to be the emperor. It's his moment to shine. It's my moment to shine because I hate the upcoming dungeon. I'm really bad at it. Abdicating is a whole system. This is how it's one of the ways you can switch your emperor. If the emperor dies at any point, you also have to switch your emperor or reload the save. It's still a video game. So yeah, and you want to keep changing emperors all the time to get more proficiency, learn skills, classes, RPG stuff. So this is one of the many areas that open up. Like really a lot of areas open up. We go here because... That's not one. So one of the things we're gonna see me do a couple of times is put a character in my party and then like take it out right away. And that's because of the way that retinue stats work, I guess you can call it that. But I'll go a bit more into that later. But that's the reason why I did that. It wasn't actually a menuing mistake. You actually have to put that guy in your party and then take him out, put Therese, who we actually want to use right now. I'm gonna menu right here, defense, oh, I need a sword, and attack. You need the darts. Go ahead, you had the darts. And attack, already done that. Not my fastest menu today. Alright. I got lucky and I'm gonna shut up, I'm sorry. I have to dodge a lot of encounters. I'm really bad at dodging here. So just pretend I'm saying something really interesting. There's a guy to dodge here, and then there's gonna be a rabbit. Rabbit? God! That was not the direction to jump into. Anyways, back to the start, people. Now the cool thing is that... never mind. I was gonna say, the cool thing is that this chest remains open, but it doesn't actually. Not if you reload the save, it's only if you come back later. I would have like continued, but because it broke my formation once again, it was gonna waste too much time. Every time you have your formation broken, you have to wait 3 turns, and that's just a bit too much for me. This encounter's kind of scary. Let me do a mental calculation. That's 1, it's gonna be 2. I think it's fine regardless of the outcome. I can't take this one, but again, these guys are really scary. They have a skill called Halt, which completely paralyzes your team the whole time. Like, they stay paralyzed for turns, and then you can't run away, you can't do anything. And I think I will not risk the Halt, actually. Oh, did I take out his... Okay, that wasn't very smart of me. That's kind of funny. I took out his bow. He just doesn't have a weapon now. I want to kill this guy first and foremost. Well, kind of awkward there. He just has to defend. Anyways, we have to take these fights because we have to raise our BP. Sorry, your BP or weapon proficiency get TP is what I meant to say. And we have to get 2 characters to level 8. Hopefully Henry as well, but if Lisa and Therese get to level 8, that's usually enough. Okay. See how many goblins we get. Oof. Not sure if that will be enough. Let me double cut that. Will that be enough? 162. It's enough. It's not. The answer is it's not. It's enough for Elisa, but not for Therese. So this is my 5th encounter. I think this is the last one I can take. I hope I calculated this right, because if I didn't, it's not good. If I didn't, I'll probably have to reload my Kazinsi save file for reference. So I'm gonna make sure I save on a different save file. But it should be, because I reloaded and then I only hit 1, 2, 3, yeah. But you know, just to be safe, I'm gonna heal my BP. You get the Star Stone, you get the Summon Ring. This is a very, very annoying fight. So basically in this fight we have to glimmer 2 skills, 3 most of the time because we don't have knee split usually, but we luckily only need to do 2 skills, which is Sidewinder, which is one that Lysa needs to spark, and Twin Arrows, which is one that Therese is gonna have to spark. That's not Twin Arrows. They're both pretty annoying to spark. So the complicated part about this run is really you have to manage wanting to go fast, like not stalling, but also you know, needing to spark these skills and needing the fights to last a little bit longer sometimes in order for you to spark them. And it's challenging, I gotta say. Okay, that's Twin Arrows, that's 1. That's an annoying one. So that's that out of the way. It already gives me some confidence. Vicar over there used a buff skill, so... And now he uses it on the other one, of course he did. Sidewinder, okay, well. What did I even have to worry about? Now I just need the time skip to actually happen, I guess. That's what I'm worried about now. I guess since this fight is going to take a minute, I might as well explain the mechanics. And by that I mean the event mechanics. Netbiter is fine. That's not even what I want to do. Let me see. And arrows. Let me split. I couldn't do that much. Damn. I'm just gonna have to heal. With that kill factor. Oh, didn't. Okay, please stun. That didn't stun. Gotta focus for a second. I will rapid volley. So every time you complete a quest, you get certain well, a number of points added to this internal counter that's not shown anywhere. At least I don't think it is shown anywhere. Where basically you complete a quest and you get what they call event points. So imagine we defeated Kazinsi and we went to the Goblin's Highway, we defeat the Goblin King, and we get like 6 event points for that, and then 3 for Kazinsi, and then for this one we get 3. And every time you hit 15 total event points, there's a time skip. Time goes forward a certain number of years. The number of years is depending on how many fights you've done. I'm just gonna double check. I have Sidewinder, which I can use. I have Twin Arrows, that is what I need. And I have Knee Split, so I have everything. Oh, I don't have Feint, actually. Let me see if I can get Feint. Let me try to get Feint. Right, goes forward. Once it gets to 15, that's that. This one cool. The problem is the in-between. So what does that mean? Once you're at a certain point, and now I kind of forget how it is, but I think the generational battle counts, remember how I mentioned that, you know, there's a total battle count, but also there's a battle count for each generation, and that means every time there was a time skip, it resets to 0. If the generation battle count at some point... Oh my god, are you serious? Oh, that's so bad. Oh, I can't believe that's happening. Are you serious? I actually gotta load my Cleansy save file. Oh, that's painful. How did that even happen? Oh, I'm in pain right now. Well, I better be in pain fast because I don't have any more time to waste. I was the same. Every time your generational battle count is higher than your event point total prior to the event that you have completed that made you hit the certain threshold, like it's so confusing to explain. There's a chance that a time skip will happen. Is it higher? No, it's lower. Lower than the threshold. So in this case, because we want the time skip to happen, we want to be lower than the threshold. And I guess I was higher because I hit too many encounters. And that's confusing because I thought I would be fine. I was so confident I would be fine. Well. That is a way to describe it, I think. That I at least would actually describe it as. You know, it's funny because when I put this game as one of the games I could possibly learn, I put it in because I thought it looked simple. I could not have been more mistaken, really. Well, I did put a very generous estimate, so I guess it would count for things like these. You are out of bombs. He's just not getting you break. Yeah, really should have saved at the beginning of the generation, probably. Still would have only made a little bit of a difference, but at least I wouldn't have to fight Zinsi again. Finally. Oh, that's Xinzi. I guess we have an extra Xinzi fight for the Xinzi fans in chat. Alright, I guess I will just save here. I hope I don't have to reload. If I have to reload that save, let's not even think about that. Alright, back to the Canal Fortress. Let's get our party and get going. It is unfortunate. I feel like this Marathon's a little cursed already. I guess it's the Megaten effect, even though this isn't even a Megaten game. Because What happened is by far the worst thing that can happen, I think, in my opinion. Not getting that time skip is... Bro, come on. Leave me alone, please. Oh no! Leave me alone! Go away. Oh my god! How many times am I gonna hit these rabbits? I'm just gonna fight this one. I know they don't really do a lot of damage at all. Or I'll give a lot of TP at all, but at this point I feel like I don't have much of a choice, I just have to take it. Charm. Okay, this guy over here is always kind of scary. Okay, he's not on the way. Awesome. This one's basically impossible to dodge and it's really inconvenient. And back to the goblins. 2 goblins is not amazing. Given we already took 1 encounter, I think it'll be fine. 44. Push rapid volley, attack you, you're scary. Heat break, sure. Alright, everyone hit level 8, and we're back to Vicar, I guess. Just in case we have a different problem. So there's 2 problems in this one. There's the problem with the time skip not happening, there's a problem with not sparking all the skills that we need. It's arguable which one is worse. Let's just hope we get all the skills that we need just like we did last time. Alright, let's tech Vicar. Knee split Vicar. If he stuns, that's great. Nice stun. Okay, I need to heal. No healing items. Interesting. Do you? Yes, you do. Okay, the sidewinder, good. Yes, twin arrows. Okay, perfect. Just kind of go for the kill then. As much as we can, at least. This Sidewinder probably does the most damage. Bow, twin arrows, Sidewinder, wind, double cut. Alright, got Sidewinder, we got twin arrows. Didn't really get faint once again. But we have knee split, we can make it work, it's just not ideal. So now we just need to get time skip now. Sounds pretty simple, right? Ah, there you go. Alright, we got the time skip. We get to continue with the game. We have to switch emperors now, and of course I don't get the emperor I need. These are randomly chosen, and of course I didn't get the one I need. That's okay, it just means we have to go and kill this emperor. Genuinely. So I took out all the armor of this emperor that got recently chosen. It's kind of brutal when you think about it. And we just hop onto the first encounter and let them kill us. And once your emperor dies, you have to appoint a new one. And for these classes, we usually pick one that we know we're not really gonna need, and heavy infantry is one of them. But we do need this one, the court mage female. There's a class we need. Alright. And we do a lot of things in this generation. First and foremost, our party. Everyone look away if you don't like flashing things. Or you can't look at a lot of flashes. Loris. You need longbow. You're fine. You don't need a longbow. And you do need a longbow. For you, and for you. You already have everything you can learn. I'm gonna go to the forgery. So, if you might remember, it's been a while, but in the previous generation, we added the forgery to our little town, and now we're going to forge our first items. This is something we're gonna have to be doing many times because there's a lot of really good armor and weapons that you can get here. Basically unavoidable. My casual playthrough, I didn't use the forgery all that much, and I struggled, so I don't recommend that. So we're back at Somon. You might recognize this place because it's the little town that Xinxi was dominating. Now that we've attached this area of the continent to our empire, we can safely explore all the towns and places around, and including taking this boat to go to another continent, in fact, on the other side of the world. This little town called Miles, and from Miles we have access to the steppe. I'm not sure if that's how you say it. Yeah, the steppe. It's like this open area that leads us to another area, and there's gonna be a lot of that now. We walk from one area, we leave the area, and we enter another area. So you see that big fortress land ship thingy? That's gonna be relevant. Not yet, but remember it for the future. First gonna pick up this little item. There's a lot of ground items like that we pick up all around. A lot of them are materials for fusion. Or not fusion. I was thinking of Megaten. Materials for forgery. And we talked with nomads over here. We'll set up a village. Or camp might be a better word to describe it. Right here next to the big land fortress. And they were talking about how inconvenient it is. The fortress is kind of going around wreaking havoc everywhere. And one of the 7 Bokhon is rumored to be the one leading it. So they ask us for help dealing with the fortress. We say, not yet. I'm actually gonna do one thing. Normally don't do. I'm gonna check my total battles. It's 19. I just wanna keep it in mind because there's gonna be a point where I really need to know how many fights I've done. And this way I actually have a number I can check against. In a run I just try to keep a mental count. But because it's a marathon run and things have already gone basically as bad as they could. I don't want to jinx it. But they've already gotten pretty bad, so I'm gonna try and be careful with the next time skip. Alright, so that was the step though. We walked through the step, we're gonna go into the savannah. From the savannah we're gonna get access to another couple of villages. And from those villages to other villages. And so on and so forth. As you can see, this game is beautiful. It was remade by the team that make the Trails of Mani remake. I'd say, as far as remakes go, it's a really good one. It's Spanente. We aren't really gonna see this place anymore. There's another one of these little settlements here in the savannah, but this isn't the one that we go to. It's the other one. And for here, we go to Bihar. That's another town next to the deserts. Through here into the desert. So this desert section is pretty interesting. We're going to be looking for this place. They call it the Wandering Lake. It's a place we can see in the map. And every time we try to approach it, it kind of just disappears. It moves to another place. And it's completely random in where it's going to show up and if it's going to be actually there when you try to approach it or not. As far as I know, the first time you try... Oh, whoa. That one was getting kind of close. The first time you try to enter it, you always enter it. At least that's my experience, so I assume that's the rule. So yeah, this is Mellow Desert North. There's 3 areas. North, west, and south. Right now we just unlocked west. Kind of just go in and out to be able to fast travel there. And now we're gonna head down to the Wandering Lake. That should be there. Yeah, there it is. You see the little palm trees. It's just supposed to be the oasis in the desert, but it was just an hallucination. Then we go over here, and then from the Mellow Desert West, we have access to the desert town of Tertuva. We're gonna stop at Tertuva because we got stuff to do in Tertuva. We got things to sell, we got things to buy. That's about it. But yeah, that's the things we need to do. We got a chest to pick up, right? That's also a thing. There's this chest over here that's steel threads. These are needed for a... I'm pretty sure it's an armor piece. It's another thing we need to forge. We're going to sell this Harmonia, Meteorite, and Royal Amber. We really don't want to sell the modeled ore, speaking from experience, because you need it for the forgery. Buy small horns, twisted horns, and model ore. That's all material that we use for forgery. If I remember correctly, the small horn and twisted horn are used for the bows we need to forge, and then the model ore is like for another piece of armor or something. I'm gonna talk to these NPCs. There are specific NPCs that unlock certain quests or open up areas. This one, I think this one just gives us an option to talk to Noel. And Noel is another one of the 7. He's actually the one in the Wandering Lake, so that's why we're looking for the Wandering Lake. It took me forever to find the Wandering Lake in my casual playthrough. I just kept not running into it. Which is surprising because I feel, again, like I mentioned, I feel like you always run into it on your 3rd try. But yeah, I don't know what happened there in my casual playthrough. There's a little scorpion very shabbily over there. Technique is very fun. You just throw yourself against the sand and hope that it doesn't hit the scorpion's hitbox. Gonna get this item, and there's the Wandering Lake. So we're going to try to enter it again. And then we're gonna check the Mellow Desert West. Alright, Mellow Desert West. North Mellow Side. Is it there? It's not. Okay, then we're going to check not Mellow Desert North. This one I can't see the little indication for whether or not it's there, so we're just gonna have to go all the way to the bottom. Yeah, there it is. I love RNG. In my speedruns, can have a speedrun without a little bit of RNG. So there you go, we found the Wandering Lake. There it was. Can't believe we ever missed it. It was there the whole time. We enter, we're gonna go and talk to Noel. We're actually not gonna fight it. It's one of the few 7 that we can just talk to, and he's kind of like, whatever. I kind of don't want to fight. Also going to pick up this extremely useful item called a Star of Ilorina. It's a short sword, so Lysa, who's still in our party, who... No, she isn't. What am I talking about? Lysa's not in our party. That's not Lysa, it's Jessica. It's Jessica, which is the same class, but another generation further. She's gonna use the Star of Ilorina. And now we've talked to Noel, we've resolved the situation, and we're going to go back to the savannah. On to the next area. We're gonna actually stop by the other settlement first. We want to unlock it so we'll be able to fast forward. We're just basically unlocking some areas for quests we have to do later, or places we need to go to later. Here we have to begin what's called the Ant Quest. So I might have mentioned in the beginning how the 7, they got very popular because they saved the people from this big termite infestation. But they're not little termites, they're like monster-sized termites. And they're back. So we're gonna have to go and deal with the termite queen. Just like the 7 did once in the past. And that was that. We'll follow through with the quest in a little bit. Actually, it's going to be the next one we do. We just need to unlock another area first, and for that we're going to go through Salamat. That's already a different territory, separate from the savannah. We want to do a specific fight in this area to bring up our proficiency a little bit. So we're going to do some menuing. Let's see, Orion, auto weapons. We want to put a bow in here. You do need a bow. Who doesn't need a bow? Am I short on the bow? That's weird. Well, auto equip speed, and we remove these 3. You have a silver ring. Auto equip weapons for the Star of the Arena, and equip speed, remove these 3, and you want the rabbit foot. And then you auto speed. You want a summon ring, and we take these two out, and you still do need a floret. Keep speed. You want to lion helm, you have it. Star stone, you don't need the star stone. You do need the star stone though. And you also don't need these free or the Leon guards. Bow. You already star. You want the darts. Okay, that's what was missing here. And then you have the bow. And we have an ability that we picked up. We get access to our first ability. And free for all. Oh no, I was not joking. That's literally the plot. Abilities are, well, they are abilities. There's things you can equip that certain classes unlock that raise certain stats and everything. And that ability we get for free after the first generational skip by just talking to the portrait of Gerard, and it raises all of our stats by 1. And then we're going to talk to these frogs. These frogs give a lot of proficiency points. So they're exactly who we want to go for. Let me use a bow. And we want to go for them for another reason. The whole reason why we unlock Sidewinder is because Sidewinder instantly kills these frogs. They happen to give a lot of FTP, isn't that convenient? I know it is. So we can very easily bring everyone's bow proficiency. And we're going to be having to raise the bow proficiency in general. Even if some characters we're not really going to be using bow at this point. We're going to be using a mix of bow, short sword, and normal sword. But here's the interesting part. I had mentioned this briefly. For some reason in this game, there's a hidden mechanic where every time you put a certain character class in your party, and then you put them back into the bar, that's not what I wanted to click. Then they keep raising, like they keep getting bow proficiency even from the bar, the little tavern that's in the Empire. And in fact, from what I understand, it actually goes up a lot more if they're in the retinue than if you're in your party. So the whole game we're walking around with basically a B team, multiple B teams in fact, so that our A team by the end of the game, by the last boss fight, has really high bow proficiency and does more damage to the final boss fight. So now we're following through with the whole termite quest. This is a termite den. This is another one of those places where I really gotta focus so I don't hit encounters all the time. In general, in this generation, it's kind of different. From the previous generation, I didn't want to hit a lot of encounters. I want to hit a certain specific number because I want the time skip to happen. And this one, I want to hit a specific number because I don't want the time skip to happen. And if it loops back to 0, because that's the thing, I didn't even say that, right? It's not the generational battle count, it's the remainder of the generational battle count divided by 16. I know, that makes it so much simpler. So, in this case, we want to make sure that we hit up to 15 fights and no more. Formation broke. Thank you. Okay, it's time to unlock all the annoying skills before the end fight, I guess. It's done. Because I don't have feint, so I'm just gonna run with this. I'm not gonna get anything. No, just my time wasted, I guess. No. Well, whatever. So that's 1. Speaking of the generational battle count, that's 1. And I have to make sure, yeah, like I said, that I'm at 15. 15 from the total amount of battles that we had that I checked. And it's good that I checked at the beginning of the generation. So at the beginning it was 19. There will be a certain point where I'm going to check if it's at most 34. Like, it can't be more than 34. If it's more than 34, like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Well, I know what I would do. I would roll the save. I have enough of those saves. But yeah, basically that. This fight's just one of those fights that's really in the way. No feint. Not having fight is so annoying. But it's just a bunch of ants that were tormenting this small village that happens to live in the middle of the, well, underground, I guess, and they just dug tunnels into the village. So we save the moles. We can actually get the moles as a class later. We're gonna heal our BP just to be safe. I will save, I guess, just to be safe. I'm saving way too much, but I've already had enough bad experiences. Now we will have the ant fight. So this fight's pretty simple. We're gonna be using knee split with everyone that can use it. And normally we use feint as well because we want to stun the queen at least once every turn. And we just kind of gotta hope that that happens. And I'm gonna kind of hope that at some point I unlock feint. That would be great. Okay, that's done. That's awesome. It's a bit unnecessarily stressful having to do this fight without feint, but oh well. I'm going to use my overdrive, do more damage this way. No feint for me. Nope. No feint for me. As long as the stun is by the end of the turn, then we're fine. Come on. There you go. No feints. There you go. It's arguably not even worth it trying to go for the feints. There you go. Sidewinder for damage. Crosscut, okay. Use twin arrows. Split. Split. Oh, might as well use the overdrive because there's not much more I can use anyways. We're gonna get frenzy. Frenzy's fine. As long as we stun after. There you go. Stun after. Sidewinder. Twin arrows. Low. Split didn't. Oh, halt is not good. We'll be fine. There you go. And that was the queen. Oh. Okay. Yeah, you just do that game. It's fine. I also was thinking that the game felt a little dark, so thank you for the, the flashing light there. So that was the quest. We're going to deliver the quest. This one I don't think it has ever any chance of causing a time skip at all. Even though... So that's the other thing. So this is gonna get more confusing. It's not any quest that can cause a time skip. It's only quests that have a black screen after the quest is done. A lot of them are these ones where you add a new area to the empire. But yeah, if there's this black screen, you know, this loading screen, then there's a chance it can cause a time skip. You know, if the whole thing adds up, and by the whole thing I mean the generational battle blah 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 blah, you know what I said. And we're gonna add Hamba to our party temporarily, and then put Brian back. Make sure he has the right equipment, and I'm gonna switch to here, and we're going to be grinding 2 snakes. This is something you're going to see me do a lot. Go to this area and specifically fight these snakes, and that's because these snakes give a lot of proficiency points. And that's basically the whole reason, really. We do need to raise the bow proficiency. We do so by coming here, fighting the snakes. Hopefully not dying to the snakes because they're going faster than me. Next snake. Oh, nice plasma thrust. That's really nice. That's so early. That's one of those things that one of those things that's not obligatory to finish a run, but is really helpful if you can spark it. So we sparked, and now we're gonna go back to Tertuva and deliver that quest because we actually didn't deliver that quest. Because we were hoping to do it now. And by delivering this quest, we can build the Magic Institute and also update the forgery. So that's another. We can also build the Avalon Gardens, but we never do that in this run. Have a reason to do so, but we do need the Incantations Lab and we do need the Smithy. Gonna go back to the Smithy and forge more things. I'm going to buy all this reddish ore and the hemp cloth. And forge gauntlets and the bow. And then we're off to Nibble. Let's over here. So Nibble has its own little quest line. Basically what's happening here is they have a cave nearby. There's a lot of monsters there. And they have like a little extermination force, which is just a few brawlers from the area that are supposed to be the ones responsible for taking care of the monsters, but they haven't been taking care of the monsters at all, so they're just kind of running amok. And because we're the Emperor, we're trying to figure out what to do. And the whole reason is that the brawls aren't dealing with the monsters, because in this cave where all the monsters are, there's this gelatinous matter that like uses electricity and stuff, and they're scared of it or something. So they refuse to go in and deal with the other monsters until someone else deals with the jelly. So there we go deal with the jelly. Oh. Gotta get there. And there it is. So here, what are we gonna do here? Shock Rush. Usually we want to try and spark Plasma first, but I already have Plasma, so I'm chilling. I'm gonna make sure to use the bow so I can get some bow proficiency. Then I'll just use crosscut. With you, I'll just use double cut and sidewinder. And yeah, double cut. I don't have Moonfall Slash yet. I can't use Oh, Beast Slayer is great. That's the other thing. If you saw the little light bulb next to Queen Arrows, there's a bunch of skills now that we're, well, now and soon that we're going to want to spark. Beast Slayer is one of them, so that's what we already have. No one false slash, I fear. Not a super fast fight, but it's done. And you can continue on deeper into the dungeon because there's still more monsters, or you can go over here into the lair of the brawlers and let them know that someone has dealt with the jelly, and now they can go in and do their job. And they really appreciate if you do that, and become a class that you can use. And that's the whole reason why we don't go in and deal with the fiends and complete the quest ourselves. And actually take the time to run all the way over here. Though there is a chest right here that's quite useful. So for that, maybe it would also be a good reason to come here. Also, the Brawler has the best formation, so I don't think Brawler would ever be much optional. Back into the Fiend's question. Yeah, we have to run through the dungeon all over again. And this time actually go to its depths. Oops. I do find it funny that the game actually auto saves here. Auto saves quite regularly. And there we get here. We just get to see the brawls, what am I saying? Brawlers, defeating the monsters. We go back, report, everyone's happy, and we can add them as a class. And we'll place it for Bison, and we're going to go into the throne room, and we're actually going to switch our Emperor. The magician has done, or the court mage has done what she needed to do, and next Emperor is going to be Carl, the martial artist. The first thing we need to do is get our other fourth guy back, heavy infantry walrus, and we need to go into the training hall to learn our new formation. So we talk to the little formation guy over here. Teaches the dragon formation. It's a really nice formation because it's fast. That's the why. I can take this out. Oh, actually I forgot something. Hold up. Longbow, yeah. Oh, I overrode Beast Slayer? No, it's fine. Alright, all that done. To the next quest. This is the mines. So from Nebo, which is the last little area we're in, we gain access to Tifal. And we have to come this way, like it's really not avoidable. Because from... why did it not put it in Tifal? From Tifal we have access to the Ludon Plains, and in the Ludon Plains, not to spoil it, but that's where one of the 7 is. So we have to come here. It's unavoidable. Doing the... well, there might be other ways of coming here. There probably are. This game is very open world, so there's a lot of ways where you can we can get access to certain areas. This might just be the fastest one, or the most productive one. There's all kinds of reasons, I guess. I'm gonna make a safety save here. But yeah, basically, yeah, we have to come through here. We're going to do the mine quest here. I'm funny. I'm saying mine quest. I'm not even like I'm saying that. I'm not even realize. I don't remember what's the problem here. There's some lizards that are deep into the mines, and the miners just can't work anymore or something like that. There's a bunch of monsters here, so we were here to exterminate the monsters. A lot of the game is like that. Just go there and exterminate the monsters. You're the emperor, make yourself useful. It's not just about paying taxes or something. You also gotta exterminate some monsters. I do like the hair mechanics that they gave to Carl, the martial artist. You can really see his hair bouncing. Okay, I'm going to get this chest. This stuns that guy, and then can go around these guys. That's good. Well. I got too bold. Speed, Roger Souls, and Dragon Formation. Jessica, wait, you're at the bottom. Jessica. This actually. Alright, wait. My game was not on focus. Here we want to mostly raise our bow proficiency, so we're gonna use a lot of AoE bow attacks. And then we switch to actually doing attacks that do damage. We also need to use Light Ball once to hopefully raise our magic a little bit. Magic kinda works as its own thing in this game. Like, it also has a proficiency, and there's 4 types. There's Fire, Earth, Fire, Earth, and others. I don't even know the other ones. Fire, Earth. That's really the only important ones. Fire and Earth, so you can get Firewall. Fire, Earth, Water, and Wind. Water and Wind. Yeah, Water and Wind. That's the 4. And yeah, to get the upgraded incantations lab, which is where you learn the magic skills, because you can't really learn them many other ways, at least the strong ones. You have to up your. I didn't even use it. I was sending all this. I didn't even use Light Ball. 28. I should be able to. It's kind of annoying because I want to use Jessica. I want her to use a bow. She has one more turn. We're gonna do 2 snakes now, and then we're gonna deliver the quest. At this point, we're going to be doing a bunch of these fights for 2 reasons. One is just to raise our bow proficiency. That's one of the big ones. And the other is because we need the incantations up to be done, and by doing certain fights it can make the process go faster. That's actually something I don't understand very well. If you look up any information about this game, it's gonna tell you that that's not true. That nothing can make the process go faster. It has to be a generational skip, in fact. That's what it always says. And then I started learning the speedrun and they do fights to advance it, so... I don't know exactly how it works. I know what's true, which is that, yeah, you can advance it with fights because we do it. But I don't understand the inner mechanics of it that well. And then I'll deliver the time skip. I'll deliver the quest. And hopefully this will be right. I don't want to have to deal with more time skip shenanigans. I do, at least I know that, you know, I can still do more fights, worst case. And there's alternatives, like there's other ways of going about it. Okay, we didn't get a time skip, we're fine. I'm gonna go back to the snakes. We now have to do 6 more snakes until the incantations lab is done. I'm gonna try and do it in a way that's fast, but at the same time, we still get good bow proficiency, basically. But most of the time, we're gonna be using plasma thrust because they usually kills the snakes very quickly. But we also want Jessica to use one bow attack at least once. It's a whole thing, like trying to manage when you use a good attack and hoping that the snakes die fast but not too fast. It's one of the many things you have to manage in this run. This Slayer needs a bit more damage. Hopefully that kills. Go to Liangshan. We'll go over here mostly for items to sell. And there's that. Back to the snakes. Press. I'm gonna switch to twin arrows. I have a chance of sparking their skill now with Mary, and it will be instant shot, and I really want instant shot. And I don't want to leave that spark for later if possible. Just the area I can get it later. It's very overkill. But we do get a bit of extra points if we kill well, if we end the fight with overdrive, you get 1.05 increments to the amount of proficiency points that you get. So sometimes it's worth doing that just to get that little boost. Okay, there's a frog, and these frogs are really hard to kill, so I'm just gonna use Sidewinder. Ooh, that's not great. My BP is low. I have to use an item. Don't think it'll kill. Oh, I should use sioneus. That should be the 6. Yep. So we go to the Incantations Lab. We have to just go and look at it. I actually don't know why we have to enter here. Oh, I know why. We have access. We gain access to 2 new classes. These 2 new, so that's why. Then we're going to the smithy, which has been upgraded. We're gonna sell all the meteorite that we collected in Liangshan. We're going to talk to this girl who is actually has a whole quest line of her own, but we don't really do it. It's basically a big fetch quest all around the world. She tells us all the things we've forged are completed. Skill bow, and we also get the white gloves and 2 reversals. Lucky us. Now we're gonna get one of our main parties. So one of the first times we actually see a main party. First I'm going to mash for all the characters. This is important. Then we're gonna get Sagittarius, Orion, and Umbra. Why do we mash for all the characters, you ask? Reason number 1 is what I've already touched on, in that if every class is in your party, that they start gaining proficiency. First bow, I don't think so. And you get the darts. Information. Louis, Sagittarius, Orion, Humba, and when is Pascal HD? Not sure we get anything close to Pascal HD. Maybe later. But yeah, every character goes into the if they've been in your party and then have been put back into the retinue, the tavern rather, then they start building more proficiency. And also every time you have a character in your party, all the equipment that they're carrying, like every character comes with equipment, and then if you put them in your party and then put them back in the tavern, you store their equipment in your inventory. So it's actually a very convenient way of gaining access to a lot of equipment. So you do need the swords. Instant shot is nice, but it's not what I wanted. So there are 3 skills that we need for the next part of the game. These are Instant Shot, which we already got, it's the one we just got, Beast Slayer, and Shadow Shot. This very same one. And this is the best character that could have unlocked, so that's really nice. We already have all three, so we're just going to go to the landship fortress that we ran into earlier. Remember that I mentioned the weird fortress? Damn game, that load was kind of fast. I was trying to drink some water. So, like I mentioned at the time, the one that's well, responsible for the landship fortress that's tormenting the nomad class is one of the 7. So we have to go and stop him. And there's many ways of getting up there. And one of the ways is if you have a male emperor, there's this guy in Miles that's looking for strong men to do like physical labor. And the physical labor is inside of the landship fortress. And at some point you just get sick of, you know, doing physical labor because you're basically kidnapped. You get all of your weapons removed and armor and everything. And you can try to escape. And to escape you have to defeat these... I don't even know what to call it. Ogre thingy. Without any weapons. But because we have the court mage, which has magic, and also our brawler, who's a brawler, so he doesn't need any weapons, we are completely fine. Just takes us a couple turns. Recovered our stolen equipment. And now, you need the lion helm, white gloves, rubber soles, and salon ring, knuckle brace, leather, rabbit foot, auto speed, but you want leather boots, and you want the coloring in fact, auto speed. I do have 2 rubber soul spells, I can give it to them. And you also don't need these. And then you get the ability. And it's Orion on the front. Louis, Amba, Carl Sagittarius. And so we escape through the landship fortress, and you can have a choice here. You can genuinely escape, or you can try and go defeat the 7. If you escape, this is your only one attempt, like only... Oh, how do I put it? It's your only chance to try and get into the landship fortress this way. If you escape, then you have to come in here through the other methods. And the other methods is you have to build the university, and then you have to talk to this strategist guy, and he comes up with a whole machine that can stop the landship fortress, and then you manage to sneak in. I think that's how it will go. That's the one I did in my playthrough. But I don't remember exactly what entailed in the whole process of getting into the landship fortress, but I think it was something like that. Finally managed to dodge those guys. I'm going to save just in case. I've had this fight go a little badly recently. I'm gonna call the elevator. And here it is, our second of the 7, Bokuhan. He is known for manipulating people, so he has these marionettes, and his special skill is called marionettes, where he can control all of your party members. So what you really want to do is be faster. Make sure he doesn't do that, basically. Instant shot should be good. One more instant shot should be good. That's good. Clean arrows, shadow shots. Marionette is completely fine as long as it's the last move to get used. If it's the last move, then it doesn't carry on into the next turn, so we're completely fine. It's a pity that he doesn't have instant shot or beast slayer or something. I think I'm... Yeah, Marionette Ball. I think I should still be able to kill him, even with the Marionette Ball. Marionette Ball basically makes our skills really weak. But it's fine. We're fine. That was a good block on 5. In 3 turns is pretty good. So we did it, we defeated Bakon. Now the Landship Fortress is destroyed. We go back to the Nomads, and they're very happy to have the step up being added to our empire. And because we've done a ton of quests at this point, we always get a time skip here. It's unavoidable. And which emperor we get, it's completely random. And all of these are kind of... I guess I'll take you. It's my first time with this one. This is a very weird one. But I guess it will work out. Let me just see if I can get a free fighter. Anytime soon. I can. You know what? I'm just gonna go for the free fighter, and then I'll switch it later. I've been having a couple problems with not having the right emperor here, and then not getting a certain ability. So I'm just gonna play it safe since this run has already been messy enough, and just trying to go and get the free fighter. Alright, now we've unlocked the mole village. The mole population has recovered after the whole termite situation. So now we also unlock the mole class. We're gonna go over here to Mouse because now we have access to some really nice healing items, and also we need these 2 silver things. Now we go to the smithy. We're gonna use those 2 silver thingies to forge a silver cuirass? Kairas? I don't actually know how to pronounce it. It's a piece of armor. It's this one. Gonna go to the shop, and this is the interesting thing. After you forge a certain item, you can always buy it back from the shop. You don't have to forge it every single time. We're gonna mash through our characters. And we want Shirley, Koala, Agnes, and Basma. Going to the training hall. Remove all the secondary weapons. For Agni, remove bracelet. We want to rubber souls and what am I doing? Auto quick attack. Remove bracelet. Remove accessory. We want iron will. Iron will gives charm resistance. Attack. Speed. You have the summon ring already. Oh, it was here. We get the +1. You're gonna be on front. Wow, Orion, Plasma. I'm gonna teach all the skills. Beast Slayer, instant shot, shadow shot. That's all that matters at this point. And off we go. So at this point in the game, we're basically gonna do a boss rush for most of the 7, of which we only have 2. So you'd think we're not far along at all, but we're actually gonna get 3 of the 7 very quickly. And once we get 6, that's actually the point where we have access to the last dungeon. It's not when you do all 7 or anything, it's when you hit the 6. But we'll get there when we get there. First we go into this little hidden village in the forest, in the savannah rather. Well, it's not even savannah, in the Salamat. And they have this... They have like this like sacred little temple. And Rock Bouquet, which is one of the 7, has been trying to get into it for the longest time. So we go into the temple to deal with Rock Bouquet. Let's take this mimic. So Shadow Charge is really strong skill. It has a chance to instant kill. It's dark affinity, which is very convenient in many cases. It's just a really strong skill. It's the strongest one we need. We don't need any stronger ones. And you'll see me use it a lot. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Not my best moments. Trying to jump there. There's a little skip you can do. Oh, no, I didn't get that item. What? Man. Don't mind that sound. Oh my god, why am I missing this jump? Ah! Just didn't break my formation. Ah, there you go. You know, I'm playing at a different frame rate now because I was recommended to lower the frame rate. It actually makes the game perform better. And I was also getting a lot of crashes, and it might have been related to that. But this jump is actually harder at a lower frame rate. I feel. Could be completely unrelated, to be honest. I'm going to restore my BP simply because I had to run away, which lowers my BP. I'm gonna save because... God, who knows? We have to fight this weird tree before we fight Rock. Okay. So instant shot also has a nice little bonus, which is it makes it so that you're always the one acting first in the next turn. But most of the time, because of the stance that we have, as long as formation remains, meaning no characters die, we're also mostly going to always go first, so it's not that big of a deal. So this is Rock Bouquet. Here we really want to see an evade being sparked for a skill called Temptation. So let's hope for the best. Slow. Temptation. No spark first turn. This blow. I guess we're not getting Temptation. No Temptation for us, I guess. Well, we defeated Rock Bouquet, which means we free up this area, the Salamat area is now under the Empire's control. Good for us. Going to... Oh, we actually have enough. We don't have enough money. We have enough magic somehow. We don't have enough money. I just have to go and sell a couple of things. Yeah, I was missing selling one of these. Also didn't sell any of the magnificent horns or anything. Gold ores. Upgrade the forgery as well. Now we're going to go to the Wandering Lake. So remember Noel at the Wandering Lake. He's actually Rock Bouquet's sister, so he's not happy at all that we killed Rock Bouquet. So if we go up to him now, we can fight him. I think you really need to do that. Very dramatic. Who's going first? Oh, nice! I don't think that's a very relevant skill, unfortunately, but that's so convenient. Oh, that's the wrong skill! I can't believe I did that. He might die anyways. Use the whole overdrive just so I kill it in that turn, and then I used the wrong spell. Oh. That was no. And now we're gonna go to the Woodon Plains. The area we unlocked after doing the whole mine part. The mine quest. Gotta be careful over here with the encounters. Go for the left. Grab the twisted horn. Grab another twisted horn. And we'll arrive over here at the SaGa village for the SaGa tribe. And he lets us know that there's in fact also oh yeah, they are nomads, so they're moving about in the world, but they can't go to the next place that they were supposed to go because they have to take this route. But there's a bunch of monsters everywhere, and also Duntarg is also here. Duntarg, which is the next of the 7 that we need to get. This enemy over here is super annoying to dodge. Every time. It's not quite sure how to dodge it. And off we go. Here is Duntark. He's very recognizable, as you can see. He's quite big compared to some of the other 7. Basically, as the lore goes, because he absorbed so many monsters, and he was one of the ones that absorbed the most monsters, just became more of a monster than the others. Like Noel and Rock Bouquet are pretty human-like. Bokhan and Duntark not so much. Kazinsi not so much. And well, we'll see what happens later. Nice falling phoenix. That's the last skill we need to spark, so that's sparked already. Alright. That was the whole of Duntark. Duntark, the quest related to him actually doesn't cause a black screen at all. So we don't have to worry about a time skip. Because we wouldn't really want a time skip right now. At this point we actually have to grind a little bit. We're gonna go back to the throne room, or well, more like the tavern. Get a bit of a different team. Fritz, not really. Snail. I do need Basma still. What I need is yeah, Galden. Yeah, I can't believe I forgot the main guy I needed. We're going to take all the secondary weapons. And you need a +1, and you need to be on the front. No. You need to be on the front. Prioritize speed, remove gauntlet. This. I want to give the 15. I'm gonna go to the training hall. And now we're actually not gonna be grinding to spark skills. We're actually grinding for well, for 2 reasons actually. For we're gonna be grinding to advance the forgery. That's the first one. We're gonna be grinding to up the bow proficiency. And finally, because we need to unlock the Nomad male, that's Galden, the one that's on front. We need to unlock his special ability, which basically every time he uses a healing item, it becomes an AoE healing item, and that's very helpfill for the last boss fight. In order to do that, we have to do furry fights, whole furry fights. It's quite a lot, but alas, it has to be done. Because we have so many things we need to do in the meantime anyways, in terms of you know, the forgery needs to be completed, and then we have to forge a new bow, pick up the new bow. Incantations lab needs to be completed because we need to get firewall, so we need to begin research the firewall. Even if we didn't go for the ability, I can't believe I got stunner now. What a time to get stunner. We always need to do some kind of grind over here to get the incantations lab. But the fact that the Nomad has a special ability that makes the final boss fight way safer, to be honest, is just kind of helpful. Oh, they didn't kill? Surprise. That monster completely nullifies any bow skills, so we have to use a bow skill that has like a magic affinity. Otherwise, it just doesn't do any damage. Okay, that's the forgery. So we're gonna go to the forgery and order a brand new Ares bow. Back to the savannah. That was really not the right skill. And this is the first 4. That's the heavy infantry unlocking its ability. It's 8, we need 2 more, so we're actually gonna do a couple of snakes. And then after these 2, we're actually gonna only do snakes. Snakes give us slightly more bow proficiency. And we still do need a couple of, a little bit of bow proficiency. I do feel like we're low. Rain of arrows. And that's the area as well, completed. Gonna go and pick it up. That's done. Just give it to Dalton and back here. Those two, I'm gonna go up this tree because he makes it so you can basically reload the area and the snakes reappear very easily. I don't really know the why for that, but it just happens. We have 10 more we have to do, so 5 more iterations of loading the area and stuff. And then it'll be done. Okay, so this one actually has a frog that's pretty annoying because the frogs are really hard to kill. Okay, actually use Shadow Shot multiple times to everyone. It might still not kill. But she won her skill. I have to use a little BP thing. Learning a new skill, fixed percentage every time you do responding as they go up. It's, if I remember correctly, it's a fixed percentage depending on the enemy. So certain enemies spark skills better than others. Some you have like no chance at all because they're too weak or something. And I'm not sure how much the percentage goes up with your proficiency. I think maybe that I'm actually not sure. That I'd be making up. I know you need a certain proficiency in order to be able to spark at all, but I don't know if the longer you go without sparking a certain skill, the more likely you are to spark it. I mean, I only just sparked Stunner, and a lot of characters still don't have Stunner, so it's a little hard to understand at times. Break, I guess. So, oh, there you go. What I might have to do now is, because I had to abdicate to get this emperor, I need now to remove all his... I need to go kill this emperor. I think that's what I need to do. I'm gonna go randomize my party. Make sure it ends on Charles, and because I can't abdicate, well, now I need to... yeah, I have to remove them from the retinue, otherwise they'll have to die. It's a bit of a nightmare. Can even kill me here, I'm not sure. Presumably. And hopefully I get the class I want, otherwise I just abdicate. But I do have to go for a couple of emperors if that's the case. I'm not 100% if this is the right choice, but it's the choice I decided to make tonight. Oh, that's the one I want. But it's okay. We go to Incantations Lab because we need to go fuse Firewall. So we begin research on Firewall, and we're gonna go to Mobile. That's here. One more quest line we need to do. That will cause a time skip. Or last time skip, in fact. Not just any time skip. Okay, we talk to this guy. This unlocks this area called Cape Chalier. We go for the Cape Chalier, we get to the Pirate Town. This is one of the many ways you can get for the Pirate Town. I didn't even unlock this area in my casual playthrough. Had no idea it existed. There's a bird here. That sucks. That's a great question. There isn't a fixed number of time skips. No, you can get a lot of time skips. But I don't remember exactly what it is that can give you the final emperor. Because I think there is a point where if you get a time skip that's so big that you can just go straight to the final emperor. Okay, there you go. Thank you. Someone who actually knows what they're talking about is in chat. Right, we go to the Pirate Town, we demand their fealty to the Empire, and they agree for some reason. I always found it quite funny that they just kind of agree. Right, yeah, if you kill off all the other emperors, I guess. Eventually the final emperor also appears. Here she is, Roulette herself. Alright, first things, forgery. We're going to make sure I don't mess up this menu first. Sell these 3. and sell all the steel bows, and now I'm going to buy 4 Ares bows. I would never buy the same items I just sold. That would be ridiculous. Only a crazy person would do that. Go to the bar, mash through our characters, and we don't want hard 3 yet. Herbert, Achilles, we need Alaya, Hipporyute, right, it's the one time we use. We want to remove the second weapon on any, oops, no. Took this, and formation, training hall. Everyone learns the important skills. Make sure everyone has instant shot. Yes, shadow shot, instant shot, falling phoenix. That's what matters. Let me make sure I get the evades. That's what actually matters. Everyone has evade soul steal. It's not optional. And we actually unlock another really nice, oops, I'm walking right into my bookcase. Another really nice ability, which is called Giant Killer, whose name kind of implies what it's about. Makes you do more damage against big bosses like, oh, big enemies like bosses. Now if we go, remember this place, this was actually the first dungeon. The sealed cave. That's been unsealed because Kzinci is back. And nobody can believe their eyes. Can't believe we have to do another Kzinci fight. After we've already done so many of them. One too many of them, to be precise. Dodge these guys, dodge you. Dodge the fish. I was gonna call it a bird, that's how tired I am. I saw the fishiest looking fish and I was gonna say dodge that bird. And now, auto attack, remove shields. We need the rubber soles and thief ring, and then everyone auto attack. On to Kzinci once more. So Kzinci always has a lot to say. I'll just let him have his 5 minutes of fame. He actually got better shots, so I will use it.
からずダメージは受けたはずだ。そろそろクジンシー様の出番だな。では行くぞ。
Alright, this is a shadow shot fight. We'll use shadow shots until we win. My favorite type of fights, to be honest. Oh, why did it auto-target the stupid sword? Steal, we have the evade, so fine. There it is, finally. Kazinsi defeated for once. For good. Alright, gonna go into the bar. We don't need Hubert anymore, we're gonna want Audrey instead. Means we have to go and give Audrey all the skills as well though. She usually comes to start with the arena. Yeah, that is enough. Dragon Stance. For Yute, Audrey. Arya, please. We're gonna go two-toe, but it's right here. We actually need to fight one more of the 7 in order to have access to the final dungeon. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. One more of the 7 waiting for us. And we're gonna go to not 2 miles, right? Is it Mobum? No. Hold up. That's the tiredness speaking. It is Mobum. My muscle memory was taking me to the right place. And there you go. Any boat fans in chat, rejoice. This is your moment. We control the boat. We are the boat. And we're gonna go to Subier. Moving only 1 remaining 7. I don't know where that guy is going. Don't hit me. Oh, miraculous. Gonna be the slowest passage. I apologize for the flashing. I guess I should say flash warning, because there's gonna be a lot of flashing if I want to not hit these encounters. Bro, if you could see the face I just made. All that, and then he hits me with the nose. With the nose. Cough. There you go. Probably didn't even notice that. The flashing. Very easy to miss. Alright, here's Subier. He's a little water guy. A merboy. If you could, like, if the Emperors could spark an evade against double stab, that could be pretty big. Flashing is in fact over. Yes. There won't be any more flashing at all for this run, in fact, I'm pretty sure. We won't be mashing for many characters, and definitely not for the menu like that. Poseidon shots. Why is confused, but we should get it done. Alright, and that's Subier. Wait. I always forget how much the controller vibrates after that quest. We defeated Subier. We got the Longit Sea. And we'll finally have access to the final dungeon. Which I always like to mention, in the Japanese version, is actually just called Final Dungeon. Right, before that, because I didn't spark Temptation, I have to do this extra quest to get one more item that gives me charm resistance. Very, very short quest, but it still takes a minute or so. It's just been just a very complete run, I guess. Wouldn't be the same if we skipped this quest. I'll use shadow shots. This is Victor, actually. This is our brother. Remember Gerard from the beginning of the game? This is his brother, the ghost of... his ghost was still like tormented from the past and worried about Gerard and stuff, so... he was still here. We defeat him. We actually get a nice ability and a nice little ring. We can auto attack here. And give you the fifth ring. While you get the intaglio ring. Alliance. We go to Audrey, Achilles, and we go to the Frozen Condom, which is not here at all. It's in fact here. I need to set the quest objective to the final dungeon. I forgot to do that. That didn't click on it, did it? There it is. The snow drifts. This is the area right before the final dungeon. I will do my best, and I mean this, not to hit some random encounters that I've been hitting in my previous personal bests, which have led me to lose a lot of time and feel much frustration. You think with all this open space, I wouldn't be hitting so many encounters, and yet my abilities, or lack thereof, surprised me at times. This little glowing thing, in case you're wondering, is a new thing they added for the remake, where you can like see this, like scan this plate and then see memories of the 7. It's very. This is fine. It is the behavior I just said I was going to try to avoid to do, but this is fine. You can tell it's very Breath of the Wild inspired. Like it feels a lot like the memories that you unlock with Link. This guy's like right in the way. Like he couldn't be more in the way if he tried. You're also always in the way. How do you hit me always? Okay, I need to figure something out. I'm getting hit by this dragon every time. Every time. Like, why is it faster than me? I'm supposed to be the fast one. Unfortunately, I can't. I'm stuck in like the air. I keep getting stuck in the air and then it catches up to me. Would the air just let me go? Anyways. Apologize for that. Me and that specific dragon have a bit of a history now, so I was not happy to see him again, especially so up close. Alright. And this is the final dungeon. This dungeon has 3 layers. We're going to traverse each layer. The end of each layer is a boss fight. And that's about that. And let's hope I just don't hit too many enemies in the middle. Oh, come on. I'm sorry. Are you goddamn serious? How in the world did that break my formation? He was in front of me. If the rest of the run had all gone perfectly, I wouldn't be as annoyed, but because I've already had so many mess ups, I've already lost so much time. It is getting a bit on my nerves. The save just in case. This fight doesn't really have a major chance of killing you or anything, but you know, I'm just not taking any risks now. Having overdrive here is quite nice, since this fight actually does. He's actually quite strong. Like, this is Vitra. If you saw Vitra in SMT5, you can see this design is a little bit different.
どうしてやろうか。これで終わりだ。
That should be fine. I think I should still be able to kill this turn. There you go. Grab over here the heavy suit. Very nice piece of equipment that we'll be using for the upcoming fights already, to be honest. But it's extra helpful against the last boss fight. Which is something you can say about almost everything, to be honest. This guy is really on the way. That's very unfortunate. Let's see. You put on the iron will. You summon ring and open helm. Auto quick attack. And actually, do auto quick defense. Yes. That's that. This is one of the many fights that we're going to be using Falling Phoenix against, because Falling Phoenix is critical against any enemies that are floating. Which is very convenient, because including this one, the next 3 fights are all floating. Alright. That was the second layer. On to the third layer. It's a very sketchy layer, to be honest. It's because of these big dragons. They can really get in the way. There's a way where you can just completely get stuck over there. You gotta make sure these guys and that big dragon are not both facing the same way, so I gotta be fast here. Yeah. There you go. We're past it. That's the worst part, basically. between them there. Wait. Right against the pillar. Wait for this guy to move. Dodge. Here. Touch this little dog over here. We're gonna bait this dragon, and we're gonna kind of walk around so he's gone far enough so we can pass. And I don't think I have room here. Oh, I did actually. Look at that. I'll go between these. Yo. On to the next one. Diaforo. There you go. Simple and easy. And that was that. That was that. That was most of the traversing. The next floor is the final floor. It doesn't have any random... Well, not random. They're not very random. Don't have any encounters I have to run away from. We just have to first of all fight Wagnus. He's over there. Might not be able to see him very well. He's not big at all or anything. Just in case, I'm going to save, but we should probably be good. It's usually not a very dangerous fight. Wagnus is also weak against Falling Phoenix because he's a flying boss. We have Giant Killer. We do quite a lot of damage. Here he is, the final of our 7 heroes. After that, we got all the 7 heroes. Should we be able to kill this or anything? Oh yeah. There. Easy fight. Alright, this is the last fight. We can teleport right back to here. So, it's the last fight before the last boss fight. After this, we're gonna go straight to the bar to get our actual final party. It all was leading up to this. All those characters that we've randomly put in our party, took out of our party, it was leading up to this, to this very last party, which is Batu the Nomad, Hunter, and finally Catherine the Ranger female. We're gonna go into the training hall, teach them the skills. The only skill they really need is Shadow Shot. They have Shadow Shot, they're fine. And they do need Soul Steel Evasion, that is not optional. I'm gonna go into the Incantations Lab. Every single character needs Firewall. That is also not optional. And that was that. Now we go back to the final layer. get our equipment, and on to the last boss fight. So about the last boss fight. The last boss fight, as you might imagine, might have something to do with the Seven. So basically this whole dungeon exists because the Seven made a pact within themselves where if 6 of them got killed, then the 7th will come here and then all their true bodies will get freed or something like that. And we're about to fight their true bodies. So defense, remove shields, and you get the intact ring. Remove spear auto attack. You do want the thief ring, and you definitely want the iron will. You want the summon ring, and auto attack. Remove shields, lion helm, an tight ring, and I silver ring, but I don't think it makes a big difference. And now you get max HP, you get giant killer, Emperor Batu, Catherine, William Wujong. And this is the time. You can have the perfect run, but it all comes down to this moment. This fight is not kind. There's a lot that can go wrong. And I'll do my best to try to explain it as we go. But yeah. Basically the fight goes like this. Every turn one of the 7 is going to appear from this big ball of meat. The meatball, you could call it. And every time one of the 7s appears, they get one more turn. By the time all 7 of them have appeared, they can attack 7 times. Not always, it's not like 1-1, but they can, basically. So things get dangerous very quickly. Ah, she still has a stupid whatever. That doesn't make a difference, it's just annoying for me. And we are going to be using our good old reliable Shadow Shot. One slash on the Emperor. Pretty typical. Turn 1. That's Noel, he's always the first one. Second one is always Rock Bouquet. Noel can do a lot of really bad attacks. Worst of which is Lunar Blades. There's a lot of bad ones. If you do Red Ray quick here, it's also pretty annoying. After this turn, then it's fine. Temptation. Oh, now you spark the Temptation. Yeah, now it's a little too late. Flowing Slash. What I'll do is I'm actually gonna heal Batu and not the Emperor. I will be using Firewall. We want to use Firewall always on the first turn because we know that Subir is coming. Subir is always going to use Tidal Wave, and Firewall nullifies Tidal Wave. And Firewall also nullifies a bunch of other skills. So from here, from like this point onwards, we're going to be using Firewall every turn. All Lightning is another one of the spells. I'm gonna use Firewall here. I do have to AoE heal. We have 2 AoE heals we can use. And I'm going to use the Overdrive because I might as well. Temptation is fine. Mega Thrust is not fine. That's really not fine. What now? I guess I'll... It's not totally over, but it's a little sketchy. Don't do... Of course he did Vortex. Is he Marionette now? Okay, what happens now? You're not controlled for some reason. So that's pretty nice. Who dies now? You don't die. Okay. I don't know if I should heal or not. I probably shouldn't. Oh, should I not? No, I probably should. But I'm not sure. Okay. I love this way. I'm not sure I have enough damage. It'll come down to the second place. Oh my god, that was, and now he's dead. Oh no, it's over. I fear it might be over. I fear it might be over. Oh, just to make it worse. Okay. I fear that was very over. That's unfortunate. I think one of the worst parts about this fight is when it goes badly, but like right until the end. It's like really wasting your time the whole way through. Yeah, basically in this fight, you want to go first before any of the other 7. And if your formation breaks at any point, which is anyone dying, things go... They get bad really quickly. And yeah, we had one person die. We looked like we could recover. We didn't. We try again. This is unfortunately just a part of this fight. You kinda just have to get lucky. Ouch, that's like the worst character he can hit, but somehow didn't die. Oh, that's really bad. I forgot it would default to bow. And he attacked him again. Honestly, this mistake is worse than... probably worse than them killing someone. I'll keep trying, because I might as well. Of course it's Vortex. Oh my god. When Noel starts doing Vortex on turn 3, there's unfortunately no recovery from that. I fear there's no recovery from that. Oh, and we're so close to the estimate, and this stupid game is gonna make me hit the estimate, isn't it? Ah. Oh, it's not over till it's over. It's fine. Alright, temptation. That is fine. We'll use firewall. So basically what Noel will use, I didn't even explain it because I was suffering. But Vortex is a skill that removes the firewall. Two of them sparking temptation. Oh my god! How bad is that? It's bad. Today I just refuse to give up until I really need to. God fuck, that's when I really need to. Dude, are you serious? I mean... Can you even recover from this? No. Oh, I don't think so. Oh my god. Come on, man. Haven't I suffered enough? I'm going to at the very least remove this because the menuing was annoying me. I'm serious. This is straight up just how this fight goes sometimes. It's just being extra annoying because it's going this way so many times in a row and in a marathon. My last 2 PBs I had the first try boss fight, so I think I used up all my luck. All my pre-marathon luck. Flash. Sword. Okay, the whole crew is showing up, so I think I'll use one of the Yui fuels. Not sure if it isn't too early, but you just gotta make some decisions sometimes. That's nice. Red Drake Wave. Finally, one Red Drake Wave when I can protect against it. Come on! Bro, oh my god, and of course it's the last one. What is he even gonna do? Flowing Slash. That's really not good. It's hard to say how over it is. But I did miss a lot of damage by not being able to attack at least with both of them in the last turn. But hey, I'll see it through. I'll see them all through. Switching Dragon. Soul Steel, and then what Hatsubi and Dark are gonna do. That's bad. And we're alive at least. Oh. God. Oh my god. Oh my god! Yeah, there's no fucking way. Bro, I don't know.
使ってくれ。
I can't even fireball. Like, not sure how much of a point there is to go into phase 2, but I will anyways, just for the content. Just for the love of the game. This is a real fight. Of course they got William. My best character. I guess we still got Mujung. We got Mujung. And of course Marionette. Okay. Oh my. Okay, well. I think that's too much damage. I don't know, man. I can't win this one. They're gonna hit. They have 12 turns. They have 12 turns next, so I don't think I'm gonna win this one. I don't know how many more times I should try, to be honest. I can't keep going forever. I'm already at estimate. Like the worst part of this fight is that you always have hope every time. Or it's like, it's going well. This is the one. I can feel it. And then reality. Okay, what are you gonna do? Come on. Come on! How many times have you killed Catherine today? What do I even do? Cause
ぞどりゃ
助かったわ。行くわよ。これでどう？
任せてスキアリもらったグズグ
聞かないわ。せい。遅いね。
Alright, we'll come down to the target Subier as usual.
みんな警戒して。
I have to go for the attack. I'm not sure if it will be enough, but we'll find out.
天に祈れ
怪しい動き。気をつけたしに続いて。
加勢する
Oh, it will. GG's. God, what an ending. Good lord. I'm glad I hung in there, but goddamn. Well, thank you everyone for watching. This was Romancing Saga 2 Revenge of the Seven. I hope some people at least got interested in the game. Maybe not so much in the final boss fight, but at least in the rest of the game. It really is a nice game. Like, it's a very fun game. Final boss fight is just a little bit brutal. And the speedrun is also, like, it's pretty cool. I feel like you just bought it on sale? Awesome. Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. Let me know if you start playing it. I did just see there were a bunch of cool games on sale. I might get a couple of them. One of them being Metaphor, which I'll finally play. I am, despite everything, I do feel like I've learned a lot from getting to, you know, do a speedrun of a game that's not Megaten. I feel like I've expanded my horizons. I feel like this dove flying across the screen right now. I also feel like the Empress just lying face down in the snow right now. Kind of bit of both. And yeah, I guess shoutouts to all the runners participating in this event, to the Megaten community, to everyone watching right now, to the staff of Really Longathon for not only hosting this event but also allowing us to co-stream it on RPGSU. I'm not gonna say thank you to RPGSU because I am part of the organization, so it feels kind of weird to thank RPGSU when it's kind of thanking myself. But thank you for my fellow teammates at RPGSU, I guess I can say that. And I'm very excited for all the I'm very excited for all the other runs. I really am. I will not be watching the following run because I am going to sleep because it's 3 a.m. But once I wake up and I restream tomorrow, I'm very looking forward to a whole weekend of just cool runs and people suffering just like me. Now it's good to know that you're not the only one. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm looking forward to it. It'll be cool. So yeah, people, speedrun RPGs, enjoy the show. And I'll catch y'all tomorrow. I'll be in chat. Cool beans. How do I transition myself? Oh, there's the button. Alright, cool. See ya, people. Bye-bye.